sir.
జర నార్మల్ లౌడ్లీ సార్.
కొంచెం మెల్లగా వస్తుంది సౌండ్. సార్ ఇప్పుడు బాగుంది సార్.
Hello students.
కొంచెం క్లారిటీ.
So now we come into the class yesterday.
Good morning, sir.
Just the definition of accounting is given. Is the most popular definition given by American Institute of Certified Public.
Your voice is breaking.
Are you here?
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay, please respond.
Your voice is breaking.
Sir, మీ వాయిస్ బ్రేక్ అవుతుంది సార్. వాయిస్ బ్రేక్ అవుతుంది సార్.
Hello.
Sir, your voice is breaking.
Hello. Hello,
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ సార్.
Good morning. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Okay, we'll come.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we commence the class for the day. Yesterday I told you the definition of financial accounting. I explained, and again there are 4 definitions given by the different people. American The Accounting Association has given another definition. The Accounting Principles Board also gave another definition. Then Smith and Ashbury also gave a definition. But whatever the definition that is given about financial accounting, already explained to you. So every business will have a transaction. No? Transactions takes place in the business. Transaction means
Sir, your voice is not clear, sir.
exchange of value between the business is one party always. Business.
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir.
Volume is breaking.
Yes, sir.
Volume breaking. Volume breaking. On and Hello.
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir.
Sir, it's full of disturbances, sir.
Bluetooth problem. On చేస్తుంది. Disconnect. Hello?
No, sir.
No? Is it clear now?
No, sir.
Is there any breakage of
Yes, sir. No, sir, no.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's clear now.
From your side.
Now it is clear, no?
No, sir.
Not clear.
No.
Yes, sir.
Now what is the question? Now the voice is clear or not?
It is clear, sir. It's clear, sir. Now.
Yes, sir, it's clear. We can.
Some say it is clear.
Yes, sir. Now it's
Okay.
clear.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now, light on here. Now we proceed with the because syllabus is heavy. We can't have don't have the luxury of having more time. Now, coming to the definitions given, just you by heart them. What you do is every day you take a notebook, write down every day you work for 1 hour. What you have to do, I will give you at the end of the class. So today, what you have to do, write the definition of account. What is financial accounting? The definitions are given by different people. Already there in your textbook. That is Unit 2, page number 2. Already I gave you a photocopy of it.
Sir,
Now I
in
am coming
exam,
back
we have
to.
to write all definitions.
No. Any definition you can write, but what is for first definition is important. That is, I gave more focus on that. It covers a comprehensive definition given. So keep it the first definition and you write down. Now the question is, from the above definition, we attribute the following accounting characters. What is the first one? Identify the transaction and events. I told you, a transaction is an exchange of value. Business versus outside. Business pay tax. Business pay salaries. Business purchase the goods. One party is business, the other party is the seller of the goods. When goods are sold, business is one party always, the purchaser, the seller, customers are the parties. So whatever it may be, the transactions are to be identified. Transactions also called or events, both are same. Don't take mistake. Events and event means that something happened in the business that causes. A event means something happened in the business that causes change in the financial position. What changes in the financial position? You are not the same as before. After happening of that event, you are not the same. Now, that is what you have to do. A first step accountancy, financial accounting includes identification of transactions and events. You have to identify them. Then, the second step is, it is the art of recording business transactions. After identification, what you have to do?
Voice is breaking.
These transactions in the books of accounts. You have to record them in chronological order. Be careful. The one important thing is you have to record in chronological order, means as per the date. Suppose in January, you purchased goods on 10th and also on 15th. 10th and 15th, you have purchased the goods. First, you have to record a transaction on 10th. After that, you have to write 15th. So don't write first 15th and then 10th. So therefore, you have to maintain historically. Maintain as first transaction you have to write first, the next transaction you have to write in the
Sir, your voice
chronological.
breaking, sir. Sir.
Sir, your voice is breaking.
Breaking again. What to do?
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir. Yeah.
What to do? I it very close.
Sir, your video is stuck.
Okay.
Net and on your net again.
Is there any from your side? There may be some net problem.
No, sir, we are having Wi-Fi.
I am
No,
also
sir.
having
It's
Wi-Fi and
close.
Bluetooth. I am using. Okay. Few more minutes. Whether it is or not, let me know. So the next one is the transactions are to be recorded in the books of accounts in chronological order. Chronological order means date-wise.
Sir, your voice is breaking.
Sir, it's not clear, sir.
Sir, we can't hear
Not
you.
clear. Okay, what to do?
Sir, please use normal
Better to
headphones
shift
rather
another
than
place, sir.
Bluetooth.
Is it clear now?
No.
Is it clear?
No,
Is it
sir.
audible?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Sir, better to shift another place.
Okay, Wi-Fi. I am having the data card also. One minute. Sam. Sam below amma kada Sam. Sam sir. Sam ఉన్నాడు కదా కంప్యూటర్ ల్యాబ్. బ్రేక్ అవుతుందంట వాయిస్ కరెక్ట్ కావట్లేదా? బ్రేక్ అవుతుంది అన్నాడు. నాది ఆల్రెడీ డేటా కార్డు ఉంది, ఆన్ చేద్దాం డేటా కార్డు.
వాయిస్ వస్తుంది కదా ఇప్పుడు.
వస్తుంది కానీ బ్రేక్ అవుతుంది అంటున్నారు పిల్లగాడు. మరి దే ఆర్ కంప్లైనింగ్ బ్రేక్ అవుతుంది.
Sir, coming.
చేస్తే
Clear
Sir,
now.
distance, maintain distance, sir. Sir, now it's clear.
Is it clear now?
Sir, now it is clear.
Yes, yes.
Sir,
Come on,
maintain
come on.
distance between
Okay.
phone and.
Okay. Now,
Yes, sir, no.
maybe now and then frequently it may affect. So now you keep your textbooks with you. You might have purchased some of you already. So
Yes, sir.
now financial accounting, what you have to do, the transactions are to be transactions or events, both are same. They are to be recorded in the books of accounts in chronological order.
Again breaking.
Again,
Sir,
break-
unable to hear.
Breaking, sir.
బ్రేకింగ్ అంటే డేటా నా కార్డు కూడా ఉంది, అది కూడా ఓపెన్ చేస్తామన్నా డేటా. హలో, ఈజ్ ఇట్ క్లియర్ నౌ?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
డేటా కార్డు
సార్
పెట్టావా? వాయిస్ క్లియర్ నౌ, ఇట్ ఈస్ క్లియర్ వాయిస్ ఎవ్రీబడి?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ఓకే.
Yes, sir.
అంటే వైఫై ప్రాబ్లం. క్రాస్ సెట్ చేసి ఓకే ఫర్ టుడే. ఓకే, సో టిల్ initially everything goes formalized, standardized, this problem will continue. Anyhow, we'll set it right shortly. Now the second issue relating to financial accounting is recording of business transactions. Recording of business transactions in the books of accounts in chronological order. What you have to do is you have to record the transactions in the books of accounts. In chronological order means according to the date. Suppose it is January. You have to record transactions of January 1st, then 2nd, then 3rd. You can't record someone put off your mute your cell phone. There is some voice coming in. In the car, somebody is driving in the car and using the cell phone. That's the bad. Okay, be sincere, be committed. Don't play with the teachers. Be committed. Now, the transactions are to be recorded in chronological order. Chronological order means according to date-wise. January 1st transactions are to be recorded first, then 2nd, 3rd, 4th on. You can't record 5th January, later 1st January. So you have to record in the chronological order, that is one. Then, the transactions are to be classified. Next what you have to do is, transactions are to be classified. Classification of transactions depend upon the nature of transaction. So identical transactions with identical characters are grouped into one. For example, purchase of goods is one function. So all purchase of goods, they will be recorded in one book. You can't record all in one book. You have to divide the transactions based on their characteristics. So example, purchase of goods is one, sale of goods is another. Okay. So accordingly, you have to classify the transactions, you have to record these transactions into the appropriate book. So all purchases are recorded in accountancy. We classify the transactions into 8 categories. They are called subsidiary books. That you come in the next topic to come, I will teach you. Subsidiary books, there are 8 books that are there in all. First one is purchases book. Another one is sales book. Next, purchase
return book and sales return book.
I will tell you. Don't interfere. So purchases book, purchase returns book, sales book, sales returns book, cash book. All cash transactions, whether received by check or paid by check, cash received or cash paid. So online received, online payment, all will come under cash transactions. So all cash transactions are recorded in the cash book. The next one, bills receivable and bills payable book. Bills receivable, bills pay. Bills receivable means the money we have to receive from customers. They give you a paper that is called bills receivable. That I'll come to it later. Not there now. In this, just I'll explain when it comes to subsidiary books. A book separately maintained for bills received from the customers. Similarly, we accept some bills in favor of our suppliers. They're called bills payable book. So then last one is those transactions which cannot be entered in any one of the books. It is entered in the last book, that is 8th book, that is journal proper. Journal proper, or it is also called general journal. So whatever it may be, there are 8 books. So all transactions don't keep in one book. You have to write in the appropriate book. That is the one. This is called, this deals with classification of accounts. Next one is the transactions which are recorded in the books of accounts is monetary values. Whatever you record, it must be expressed in terms of money. Suppose example, you purchased goods. How do you write it? Its value you have to record it. Purchases. How much value? 65,000. So you have to write purchases 65,000. Suppose you paid rent 100 rupees. You have to write rent, you have to express in terms of money value. Rent 100. You have purchased furniture. You have to write furniture rupees so and so. So similarly, you have to record all transactions are expressed in monetary units. Monetary means expressed in terms of money value. Money value, all incomes of the business, all expenses, value of assets, liabilities you have to pay, all are expressed in terms of monetary value or monetary units. In India, we call it is rupees. Okay, symbol already you know. Next one, the transactions which are you have recorded, they are to be summarized. This deals with ledger posting, a ledger. All transactions relating to one person will be recorded at one place. So it is accounting where a summary of transactions relating to a person or thing are recorded at one place. For example, you have purchased furniture. An account called furniture is recorded. Suppose you have purchased furniture for 5 times. So it will be recorded 5 times at one place, furniture account. Suppose you sold old furniture. This also be recorded in the furniture account. Similarly, suppose you purchase the goods from Naresh. You have purchased from Naresh 10 times. Maybe in different days, some in January, some in February, some in March, some in October, some in November, so on. Whatever the purchases you made from Naresh will be recorded in Naresh account, and whatever you make the payment, from time to time we make payment to the supplier, we pay some amount, a part amount. So at the end of the year, we are interested to know how much is the amount we have to payable to Naresh, how much goods received, what is paid, recorded at one place, so that we know the aggregate effect of all transactions. The aggregate effect means how much benefit we received from Naresh, how much benefit we paid to Naresh. The difference is balance. That I will discuss later. Account, what is an account, how an account is prepared, how it is to be ledger posted. So all transactions are to be summarized. Salaries, you have to prepare a salaries account. It gives you total salaries paid during that year. It gives you sales, total sales that were made during that year will be recorded at one place in the sales account. So these will be total. At the end of each year, we total the accounts and prepare a statement called a trial balance, known as a trial balance. A trial balance is a summary of ledger balances that I'll come to it later. You may not understand those. Non-commerce students may not be able to understand it now. So this is summarized, and after summarization, we prepare financial statements. We prepare financial statements, that is profit and loss account and balance sheet. The first class I told you, the purpose of this whole accounting process is ends by preparing profit and loss account to know the profit, and we prepare a balance sheet, a statement of assets and liabilities there ends. So you have to prepare the results to know the results of the business, and whether there is a profit or loss, you have to prepare a profit and loss account. The profit and loss account is nothing but income and expenditure account. Total income of the business minus total expenditure of the business, then you will know whether there is a profit or loss or no profit or no loss. This is one. Then you have assets and liabilities statement, another statement you have to prepare, assets and liabilities. So assets and liabilities means what are the assets the business owns, what are the assets business holds. So that is to be, what are the liabilities you have to pay to different parties. That will be recorded in another statement called balance sheet. After summarizing your all working, all transactions, last step is you have to communicate it. Interpret and communicate. What is interpretation? You have to inform the management and how there is a changes in the profit. Whatever the information sought by the management, you have to provide the data. That I will come to it. Interpretation means there is you have to submit cash flow statement, fund flow statement. That I will come to it later in the second year BCom. You study more about it. Interpretation of the results and why there is last year profit is this much, 20,000 last year profit. This year profit is 18,000. You have to explain why there is a reduction in the profits by 2,000. Suppose there is an increase in the profit. Why? How much profit increased? So you have to give the interpretation of the results to the interested parties. Who are interested in the business? The interested parties in the business are owners. Every owner is interested to know how much is the profit made by him during the year. Similarly, management is interested. The management is different, ownership is different. So management also interested whether they have done reasonably good compared to last year. What went wrong? Where you have to make improvement, where you should take care. And these are the issues where management also interested. Another party's interest are employees. Because somebody says, you listen, your friends are working. I am working in Infosys. Somebody says, I am working in Microsoft. I am a Tata employee. They feel proud, no? When they say, the organization, employees are interested. You feel proud to work associated with Tata's. I'm a Tata employee. What does it mean? A proud, a feeling will be given. Employees also interested to know because the business survives, your job will be there. If business suffers a loss, business is closed and you lose your job. So employees also interested in the welfare of the business. No business, no job. No business, no job. So therefore, employees also interested in the well-being of the organization. Sometimes some companies will give bonus based on the performance. Bonus will be given. Out of that, some percentage, 20% of the profit may be paid to the employees as bonus. So minimum bonus act is there that you study more in second or third year. Bonus act, that is 8.33% of profits shall be paid as a bonus to the employees in some organizations. Some private companies also will pay a share in the profit will be paid to the employees as a bonus. So this is employees also interested. So customers also interested. Creditors also interested. Who gave you loan to the business are interested. Why? If business suffers a loss, when business is liquidated, is closed, the money lenders who lend money to the business are going to suffer. They will not get their money invested back. Similarly, creditors also interested to collect the interest every year, interest every month or year. To collect the interest, business must be doing well. So if business is not doing well and they cannot get back their interest on the money invested in the business, similarly, they may not get back the money they lend to the business. So creditors also interested. So debtors also interested because they need the goods from the business on a regular basis. If the business is closed, supplies will stop coming to the business, come to the customer. Suppose a textile company, they purchase cotton. If cotton is not produced, they will not get it. So cotton is not available, the business suffers. The manufacturing goods, if raw material is not supplied by the seller, that you have to, your business is being affected. Similarly, debtors are affected, are also interested in the business. Debtors are interested. Creditors are interested. Management is interested. Owners are interested in the business. Similarly, the government also interested in the business. Government. Why? A part of the profit should be paid to the government as tax. So GST, later I'll come to it, not now I don't. GST, goods and services tax imposed by government. So government is interested, if you sell the goods, a part of the amount you have to pay as tax to the government. The government is interested because it's a source of revenue for government. Tax you paid, GST. Most of you have warned you, if you purchase goods from any of your any leading showrooms, and they will give you a printout or invoice. In that, you carefully study. GST paid, state GST and central GST. Just go through. If you have an invoice, purchase the goods from go to central or any stores where you will be given a printout at the end of, that's called invoice, the proof that give you details of the goods purchased, quantity, its value. Out of that, we pay tax. The two taxes. One is paid to CGST, paid to central government. SGST. S means state. C means central government. So tax is paid both central and state governments. That will be there. Just watch it. I'm telling you, today, tomorrow, if any bills are there with you at your home, just go through it. This is the thing that we are going to record in the book. Invoice is a documentary evidence. Be careful. The invoice that is received on purchasing the goods from a shop, that you have to write in the books of account. This is called evidence. Without evidence, you can't write as you like it. There must be a documentary proof to record in the transactions in the business. No document, you can't record them. That's it. So now, coming to government also interested in the business, because when business is flourishes, if business makes profit and a share in the profit, government will get a share in that. Therefore, it is compulsory. The government also is interested. Similarly, customers. Customers also interested in the business. If there is no customer, if there is no business, you can't get the goods. Suppose you want a cup of tea. Example, I am telling you, I am at college now. After class is over, I want a cup of tea. How can you prepare a cup of tea for me? I can't prepare. I can't cook here. I can't prepare here. It requires all accessories. Just I go to a hotel nearby and I'll get a cup of tea by paying some amount. So services are provided. Suppose you want to come to the college. How do you come? You may not have your own vehicle. If you don't have a vehicle, what you can come by public transport? There is someone who is providing you services to you. So they are the service providers. So business organizations are service providers to customers. If they don't provide service, we will be losing so much. Our quality of life will suffer. So therefore, customer is interested in the business. What type of product they are producing? What are the features? He must know what are the features of the product and what price it is sold, whether he is exploiting us or not. At what price the supplier is supplying, prices are reasonable, whether the quality of the product is reasonable or not. So customers are also interested to know whether the goods supplied are having required quality and also supplied at reasonable price. So they are also interested. These are the parties who are interested in the business. Later here it is given, evolution of accounting is given another, somewhere evolution means actually 15th century it was started. Leo Pacioli is the one Italian merchant. He used to maintain long back in the year 15th century. He started recording the transactions in the name of state stewardship, whatever it may be. Just you go through. I don't want to, even in Indian context. Chandragupta Maurya, the Chanakya Chandragupta, no? Earlier used to a movie also on that. Chandragupta Maurya is a great king of India. He also in that court of Chanakya Chandragupta, one minister called Chanakya. Chanakya is the name, and also referred is a Kautilya. Is a technical name is Kautilya, also called Chanakya. He proposed a taxation system in the government. What is taxation system? To run the government, we need money. So, king also to run the government, to maintain all the soldiers and all infrastructure to fight a battle, all that. It requires money. So Kautilya has first introduced a taxation system in India, where he has imposed tax, where the recording of the impose a tax on agriculture, most those primitive society, no? So on agriculture sector, they used and collect the revenues from the people. There some beginning was given, but the accountancy formula, what we study today, is become popular in the 19th century. 19th century, the accountancy has become very popular, and later now the what present present financial accounting has undergone many changes. What we are getting today is in the present form. So that's it. So now the next one is objectives of financial accounting. Already I told you the same thing, repetition of what I said earlier. What are the objectives? What for financial accounting? I told you in the first class itself. What are every business want to know the results of the business, whether the business made profit or loss. And what are the resources? Important objectives of the business are given in the page number 4. First unit, second page, second lesson, fourth page are given. The basic objectives of financial accounting, as already stated to you, I need not repeat once again. Ascertain whether the business operations have been profitable or not. Whether you worked for 1 year, what happened? Whether you made a profit or suffered a loss. It must be communicated. It must be determined. That is a basic objective. Next objective is to ascertain financial position of the business. Financial position means your assets and liabilities of the business. What are the resources that are used in the business to generate revenue? What is an asset? Asset is a thing of value. Asset is a thing of value that helps the businessman to generate profit incomes, generate revenues or income. They are called assets. What assets are used in the business? Assets also called resources. Assets and resources are used in the same context. What resources are employed in order to make this profit? So we have to, resources are to be listed 1, 2, 3. Example, buildings, machinery, office equipment, furniture. So these are the assets which help the businessman to carry on the business. Without them, you can't produce and sell. Without them, you can't carry on the business. So the assets. On one side, you have to state the liabilities. Liabilities means funds providers. Liabilities means these are the persons who provided you money to acquire these assets. Who will provide the money? There are two categories of people. One is owners. Initial money is provided by the owners, and later, if money is not sufficient, when business expands, you have to borrow the money from other sources. Maybe from a loan from bank. You may borrow from your friends and nears and dears, so that you have to borrow the money. These are the persons. So a statement of assets and liabilities. Suppose example, I tell you, if suppose somebody is matrimonial, your sisters or brother marriage is there. Normally, what is the discussion? What are, sir, when matrimonial the marriage fixes? Sir, what are the property you are having? The elder will ask the father. You have to say, sir, I am having a house. I am having 10 acres of land. I am having 5 plots. I am having this much gold jewelry. These are the assets. At the same time, you have to say, sir, I have taken a loan from bank for constructing my house. This I have to pay. So that is giving an overall view. How strong financially you are, how weak you are. It reflects. A balance sheet reflects financial status of the business. So therefore, you have to prepare a profit and loss account to know the profit. You have to prepare a balance sheet to know the financial position, and this information which you have generated, it is to be communicated. So profit and loss account and balance sheet are to be communicated to the interested parties. These are the basic 3 objectives. Mute your hello. Mute your phone. Hello. Mute your phone. So these are the basic 3 objectives for which we are preparing financial accounts. So then next one, along with that, there are functions of financial accounting. These are already repeated. That I will take up in the next class as time is running out. So next class, what is that now? Time is, okay. Some more time is there. Okay. Leave it. Now the functions of accounting, it is given in your textbook, page number 4 and 5. 4 and 5. So what are the functions of financial accounting? One is systematic recording of business transactions. Once again, it is a repetition. Systematically recording business transactions. I told you, all business transactions are to be identified and recorded in the books in chronological order. I'm telling you, chronological order as per the date. This is the first function of financial accounting. Next function is to protect the property of the business. The business, you have the machinery and all that. The property that you purchase, it is to be properly accounted. And how you protect the property? By taking an insurance policy to protect the property from any possible damages. Suppose you purchase the goods from Bombay. Hello. Don't mix it up, Baba. Put off your phones. This is disturbing me. Others also, there are 100 and plus students are hearing. Don't come in the way. Now, protecting the business property. Suppose you have machinery at your building that you have to be protected. It is properly maintained. You have to maintain the machinery in order. So you have to keep it clean, and regular repairs are to be carried out. If building is there, you have to regularly to maintain the building means you have to maintain water system, pumping, cleaning, and windows and coloring, painting, and have a good look. All you have to take care. Any repairs are there, and you have to take up the repairs of the asset, and maintain it perfectly so that it help you without any flaw, without any difficulty. It helps the businessman to carry on. Not only this, you have to take insurance policy on the goods, on the assets. If assets are not insured, if there is a fire accident, if there is a fire accident, it will get damaged, you are put to loss. If the goods are insured, or property is insured, or assets are insured, we get the compensation from the insurance company. Insurance company will pay the loss. For example, when goods are transported, suppose you purchase the goods from, hello? Suppose you purchase the goods from Bombay, you have to receive at Hyderabad. Till the goods reaches Hyderabad, they have to be shifted from Bombay to Hyderabad. In the transit, there may be a problem. The lorry may met with an accident. Sometimes it may caught fire. Some burglars may loot your assets in the goods in the transit. So to cover that, what a prudent businessman, an intelligent businessman takes an insurance policy. If the goods are stolen or goods are destroyed,
Sir,
Sir,
someone muted you, sir.
muted yourself, sir.
Sir, someone muted you, sir.
Unmute Jen, sir.
okay. Now it is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, don't play with, be careful till you also get acquainted with, and be careful. Be careful. It may take a few more days to get yourself adjusted for this online teaching method. Of course, it is not as good as it is a regular direct contact classes. Anyhow, leave it aside. And now coming back.
Excuse me, sir.
Sir, again unmute, sir. Unmute Jen.
Again,
Sir, you muted yourself, sir.
Sir, someone muted you, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Excuse me, sir. From when onwards colleges are going to open?
Which one?
From when onwards colleges are going to open, sir?
No. Just you call me after my lecture is over. Last few minutes, I will leave it to you, and don't interrupt now.
Okay.
Now,
Sorry.
the question is, the property of the business is to be protected by conducting regular repairs and maintenance, and also by taking insurance policy on goods. Somebody is muting my.
muting you, sir.
Somebody is muting. I am watching.
Ritika, sir. Ritika.
Sir, Ritika Sri.
Don't mute it. Warn her. You can listen. If you are not interested, leave the class. That's it. You can't mute my phone because I am talking to all the students. How can you? Don't be foolish. If a regular class, I would have taken.
Recording, sir. She can know, sir. It's recording now.
Recording. The program is being recorded also. Okay. Now, the question is, properties are to be properly protected against any risk of loss on account of theft or maybe a fire accident, whatever the losses, possible losses, you have to guard against these.
Sir,
Again, Ritika has muted.
don't do this, guys.
Give her a warning, sir.
Take an action, sir.
Yes, she left. She left.
She left.
Okay,
Sir, continue, sir.
You note down the number and you send me on my phone. I will take action. I will inform the college office.
Okay, sir.
The steps.
Sir, now she left.
Record it.
Kashish
Those
will
who are
take it.
muting, note the number and inform me. Other, if it is required, we suspend from the college. Okay? Don't be foolish. Don't be childish. Now, coming back, the another one is communicating the results to the interested parties. Whoever interested in the business, just now I told you who are interested in the business. The owners are interested.
Owners.
Management is interested. Employees are interested. Government is interested. Creditors are interested. Customers are interested. Debtors are interested. These are the parties who are interested in the business. It should be communicated. This is another function of this one. Next one, stewardship. Stewardship is nothing but it is a protecting the property. In case of companies, The management is interested with the resources of the enterprise. The management, whether they are using the funds for the right purpose or not. It's called stewardship means you are a guardian. Guardian means who protects the interest of the business. Guardian is one who protects the interest of the business. For example, Government of India, President of India is a guardian of the country, has to take care of all the subjects, all people of this country. Prime Minister of India, he cannot use the property, the assets of the Indian government for his personal benefit. They must be used for the benefit of people in general. Here also, in company form of organization, the shareholders invest the money in the business. So, the directors have the power to use that money. The money that is given by the shareholders, directors cannot use for their personal gains. It should be used for the purpose of business. Business should be the beneficiary. He has that responsibility. The management has the responsibility of using the money given by the owners for right purpose. They cannot gain out of it. They cannot use this money to enjoy their personal benefits. So this is called stewardship. Is also another function of financial accounting. Another one is it helps the management. So when management also know whether how they are performing, I told you just now earlier, the management interested, then they want to know every rupee that we collect, every rupee that we receive on sales, how much is going for operational expenditure, how much is your operating profit, what is your net profit margin, what is your gross profit margin. So how much of the total expenditure, how much part of your income is going for payment of salaries? Not only this helps, the financial statements helps to prepare fund flow statement that you study more second and third years. Fund flow statement, cash flow statements, for preparation of budgets, planning future action, for planning. What planning? Next year what to do, how to improve your business. So then you take decisions based on the financial accounting information. So financial accounting in many ways helps the management in price fixation of the price, to ascertain the profit margins, and if you are a multi-product company, which product is giving more profit? Suppose the LG is there. LG is producing, LG or Samsung, they are called multi-product firms, multi-product companies. They produce refrigerators, AC machines, whatnot. You know, there are many products. So, all products may not give same profit. Some products give more profit, some products give less profit. So, the financial accounting will help you to ascertain how much profit made on each product wise also, with the system called cost accounting system that give you information. That information helps the management to evolve better policies, business policies in the years to come. So therefore, financial accounting helps the management to take appropriate decisions and take corrective, if something went wrong, to correct themselves by taking suitable measures so that they will not be repeated in next. This is the another one. The last one is fixing the responsibility. Fixing the responsibility means if business where something went wrong, who is responsible for this loss? So you fix the person who is just now somebody muted your cell phone, no? The same way, somebody muted, just you recorded, no? The person who muted my speaker. So you come to know. So I want to know, I can't blame all students. No, there is one fellow played a mischief. So if I don't find him, then he go on doing all this mischief. Right? So therefore, there is a mechanism, financial accounting gives a mechanism where you can find out who is responsible for any loss. So that person will be held responsible and appropriate action will be taken on that, so that the mistakes or the drawbacks, whatever happened in the business, will be rectified by fixing suitable. So if there is a warning given to the employee, so he will not commit mistake again. If he commit a mistake and he will be fired out. Hire and fire. In America, we call it hire and fire. Hire means borrow the service of the worker. You are not happy, fire him. Why do you fire him? Because he is not obeying the orders. He is the responsible for malfunctioning of the organization. Such persons will be removed from the job. So therefore, fix the responsibility for the any action, for the action. This is the some of the major functions of financial accounting. There are other things are there that you can go through because the syllabus is very heavy. We can't go on, they help you. No? In examinations also, take a notebook. Functions of accounting. You write the headlines. There are about, I gave you today 7 points. Write 7 points, memorize them. And 7 points expand 3-4 lines each. 3-4 lines each. It will give a wonderful essay covering about 2 to 3 pages. So that will give you a good amount of good marks. So that is how you have to practice it. Today, you have to write accountancy, its meaning, and what are the functions, who are the interested in the business, objectives of accounting. Each one, you make a notes of your own. So later I'll come to the next one is, time I'm checking the time in a few minutes. Advantage of accountancy, already I spoke to you. Replacement of memory. So if there is no recording of transactions in the books of accounts, what happens? How many transactions? There are 1,000 transactions took place one day. Can you remember all? You can't remember. So therefore, accountancy replaces a human manual maintenance of, or without recording, you can't remember all those transactions, what happened in the business. So it replaces human memory. So today, the transactions are entered by computerized. Accounts are totally computerized. Computerized accounting, that is, you have that systems, no, the tally system. If you are good at tally, learn tally, because tally helps you. The financial accounting with the tally, if any today institutions may not be open, but after everything restored to normalcy, you go for a tally. Maybe college also, one paper is there, computer, basics of fundamentals of computers or basics of computer. There your computer teacher will teach you how to operate a tally system of account that you learn, separate teacher will teach us you. So advantages, just I read out, replacement of human memory, evidence in court. What happened in the business, if you record a transaction, so this provide you evidence. Evidence means a documentary proof will be there. Suppose you paid 1 lakh rupees to a supplier through bank. Follow? You paid through bank. So banker will tell you whether later if there is any dispute, banker will tell you we have paid it. Who paid? You paid it. So banker will stand as a witness. A documentary proof. A check issued is a documentary proof. When you purchase the goods, we produce evidence, the purchase invoice. When you sell the goods, there is a documentary evidence. That is, sale of goods. Also, there is an invoice is issued to the buyer. That is a documentary proof that goods are being sold. And money is collected also is a documentary evidence through banking system. The bank will provide the information whether the money is paid or not. So anyhow, this is a documentary evidence will be produced, and settlement of tax liability, because your accounts are maintained, the profit is correctly determined. A part of the profit is paid to the government. So tax liability, how much tax you have to pay on goods purchased, goods sold, that will be determined. That also the financial accounting helps in determining tax liability of the business. Next one is comparative study. Comparative study means there are two things here. We can compare our own performance of last. Now we are in 2020. You may compare your performance with 2019. What happened? 2018, 17, 16, so on. Over a period of 5-6 years, whether you made a suitable profit, there is improvement in your performance or there. You can compare your own performance with your past. 2020 performance compared to last year, 19. You want to go back, go 18, 16, so on. So you can compare. This is called vertical analysis. Another one is horizontal. You may compare your performance with other companies. A LG company can evaluate its performance with its competitor, with a Reliance company. Maybe Samsung, whether Samsung is doing better, whether LG is doing better. You can compare your performance with your competitors so that whether they are good or you are good. If they are good, why they are good? Why they are doing better than us? Why they are doing better? Where we are lacking. So it will give you an opportunity to compare our performance with your competitors, with our own performance in the past, and that helps the business to that helps financial accounting helps in this respect. Next one is sale of business. In case when the business is sold, the value of assets are easily. When you take over the business, then the value of the business can be assessed easily when financial accounting is there. That is, all assets value is already given in the balance sheet. All assets value minus liabilities. That is the net worth of the business that will be communicated. Ascertain the uh, assist to the financial then assistance to the insolvent person. If a person becomes insolvent, proper accounts are maintained. Uh, Proper accounts are maintained. It is easy for any businessman to determine the bad debts component. That we'll discuss later. Insolvency, that is a big issue. That we learn it from after some time. Now I tell you, whatever I am discussing today now, you will understand the advantages of financial accounting, functions of financial accounting, objectives of financial accounting. You receive better when the syllabus is over. When you prepare profit and loss account balance sheet in the 5th chapter, you prepare subsidiary books in somewhere 2nd unit or so. So when the syllabus is over, you understand why this subject was studied. That you understand better than what you are now at this point of time. Thus, you go through the advantages of financial accounting. It facilitates raising of the loans. It helps the business because if your assets are you have good assets and companies, bankers will give a loan. If you don't have assets, banker will not give a loan. How you get the loan? If you go to a bank, for loan, banker will ask you provide your financial statement, balance sheet. What are your assets? What are your liabilities? Then you have to submit a balance sheet statement of last few years. So based on that, a banker will assess your financial position and give loan. He cannot, if you suppose you ask 5 lakh, he will not give 5 lakh. And he will make some calculation. How much work he can recover? He may grant you only 1 lakh. How he can do? It is through the balance sheet. You submit to the banker. How you prepare? How balance sheet? The balance sheet is prepared by us. The financial accounting prepares balance sheet. That balance sheet helps the businessman to submit to a banker and get a loan. So therefore, to obtain a loan, the financial accounting helps. The assist the management, I told you, it helps the management for improvement of the planning and coordination and controlling the activities. So this also facilitates control over assets. Just now I told you, control over the assets. How do you control the assets? Means by proper repairing and maintenance, you control the assets by proper maintenance and taking all steps to cover the risk to which they are subjected to. So that's it. These are the limitations also given. Just go through. Next topic is users of financial accounting is there. Page number 6 and 7. Already I gave you. Just go by. Just go by. Okay. Now I am closing the topic. Next class will commence at 10:30.
Sir,
Now
actually, attending we are having a doubt, sir. అంటే ఆ అమ్మాయి తీసుకుంటుందో లేదో అర్థం అవ్వట్లేదు సార్ మాకు.
Section A, I'm not getting from section A. Section B and C, I am getting all right. B and C, I am getting absentees every day. But A section, nobody is responding. Anybody takes up the responsibility?
I have sent you yesterday.
No, I did not get on my phone. The B section, I received a mail. A section,
Sir,
I did not get from A section appointed one Agarwal.
You please.
One
Sir, I have given you.
A section I did not get. A section.
Actually, we are not unable to understand whether she is taking our roll numbers into consideration or not, sir.
Who? Which section you are?
Section A, sir. Section A.
Yeah, some Agarwal, Kashik Agarwal, another was Muhammad.
Yeah, sir. I'm taking.
Actually, I have
Take.
been asking her from 2 days, 3 days, sir. I was present, but she's not responding to my messages, nor not to my voice, sir.
Okay, we change it. Will you take the
I'll take the
responsibility?
responsibility, sir.
Tell me your roll number, A section. What is your roll number?
20. Roll number 20.
Roll number 20. Take the responsibility of giving, only give absentees attendance every day.
Okay, sir.
Only absentees number forward to me on my mail, on my WhatsApp number. Okay? So, now next class, Sari is waiting for the next class. Okay? Sari is waiting for the next class. I will meet in the next class. Okay? So, call it a day. Just go through the textbook, purchase the textbook and go through the textbook. Okay, goodbye.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning to all of you. Very good morning to all of you. Your first period is over?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very nice.
Yes, sir. Now only.
Very nice. Okay. Shall I start explanation or shall I wait for 2 minutes?
Wait for 2 minutes and
For 2 minutes, sir.
Sir, wait for
2 minutes, sir.
Okay.
Kashish, you are not taking the attendance.
ఎంతమంది జాయిన్ అయ్యారు? అటెండెన్స్ ఎంతమంది?
158 ప్లస్ 148 ప్లస్ ఉన్నారు. 148 ప్లస్ అదర్స్ అంటే ఇంకున్నారు.
మళ్ళీ మనకు రావాలంటే పైకి ఎట్టొచ్చింది?
అంతే స్టార్ట్ చేయండి.
What about the subject? How you are understanding?
we are understanding very well, sir.
Very nice, very nice, very nice.
This is the book size, correct or not?
Sir, I am not understanding anything, sir.
Oh, you are from the...
I called you also to ask you, but then you're not picking up my call. I texted you also, you're not replying to my messages also, sir.
Yeah, that is the personal phone number. Sometimes we are not available. That's why we are not unable to answer it.
Sir, I called you around 4 times, sir, on different occasions. I called you 4 times and I texted you also. You see my messages and you don't reply, sir.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is because of the personal work, sir. Saturday, Sunday, we went outside and I could not able to answer that. So at the end of the session, I will give some 5 minutes time to you and ask the questions also and I have clarified.
Sir, I'm asking, will you be giving notes? I asked it yesterday also on the WhatsApp. You saw it and you just left it, sir. Will you give notes for us?
See, giving the notes is not possible. giving the notes is not possible.
Okay, sir. Then can you suggest me, because I'm following CR publications which has question and answers. Do you think I can study with that, or do you have a separate book that you suggest?
The book, you see, there are so many hundreds of books are there on this economics. But for your examination point of view, from your semester point of view, you only take up only this Kalyani publication or Himala publication with the title of business economics, and containing all the 5 units of your syllabus. Because every year they are revising the syllabus.
So I have Himalayan publication for business economics. Is that fine?
Yeah, business economics either from the Kalyani publication or from the Himalaya publication. And
Mute yourself.
Mute yourself.
Stop the wagon audio.
And try to
Sir, can you please
ensure.
show the text once again, sir?
Yes, keep
Is
silence.
this book fine?
Mute all of you. Mute all of you.
Is this book fine?
Okay? Right. So what I'm saying is you take the book either from a Himalaya publication or from the Kalyani publication.
Is this book fine?
And ensure that all 5 units of the syllabus are to be there in that book. Because they are revising every time. This syllabus for you is only introduced in the last year. It is introduced in the last year only. That's why you have to ensure all the 5 units are there in your textbook.
Is this book fine? Is this book fine?
Yeah, this book is fine. This is sufficient for you. This is fine. This is sufficient for you. Okay? Right. So I would like to introduce something right from the beginning. This subject of economics is a pure economic theory. Please try to understand every word that I am spelling out.
Sir, can you explain it on board, sir?
Huh?
Can you explain it on a board?
Explanation?
On a blackboard.
You will take it that board explanation also after 2-3 days because some adjustments are to be done. And within 2-3
We
days,
can't understand anything, sir.
Within 2-3 days, I will go for explanation on the board also. But this is only introduction and basic concepts. No problems are involved here. Only theoretical aspects we are dealing with.
Okay, sir.
So, okay. After 2-3 days, I will definitely take the help of even the board also. Okay, these are the primary things. Try to understand these concepts clearly.
Sir.
Okay.
Sir, daily a lot of disturbance is going on in your class, sir, and you're not.
I'm sitting in a separate room. Nobody is here. How you are getting the disturbance?
Means some of the students are muting you. They are muting themselves. A lot of disturbance, sir. We are unable to hear anything, nor unable to understand anything, sir. Sometimes your mic is been muted by some of the students. You please take action on such students, sir.
Okay,
lot of
definitely.
disturbance is going on.
Okay, definitely. That also we'll deal with. And the instructions will be given by the principal and college to the students. If they do not maintain the discipline or silence in this online classes, we may not permit them also. We do not like to permit them after identifying those students. Because they are creating the problem to other students, that's why we have to take an action as you are suggesting. Okay. Now I'll come back to say something about this economics. This is a purely economic theory. Sometimes it's called as the principles of economics. It is a purely economic theory. It is only a science for reading and understanding and developing the concepts. It has a long history. So the history of economics can be classified like this: a classical economics in the beginning, the founders of economics, right from the Adam Smith. We call them as a classical economists, and the subject developed with them is called as a classical economics or a traditional economics. Later, neoclassical economics also came up, headed by Alfred Marshall. They revised the concept and introduced new concepts also. That is called a neoclassical economics. The later, another economist, a popular economist called as Robbins, Lionel Robbins, he completely put it on a scientific basis, and that is called as the choice of economics. And nowadays, we deal with what is called modern economics. Modern economics, because the modern economists introduced all the concepts which are relevant to the modern economic in the world. So this is the long history of the pure economic theory. This economics is also called as a social science. It is called as a social science because it deals with the human beings and their behavior. Human beings and their behavior related to economic activities only. Related to economic activities only. So the human behavior, which is only related to economic behavior, is the subject matter of economics. And that's why we call it a social science also. What are the economic activities? You can also say. There are so many activities undertaken by human beings. Among them, economic activities, one. Religious activities are there, and other types of activities are also there. We do not include all those activities in this. We include only economic activities. What are economic activities? On what basis can I identify an economic activity?
That produce money.
Yeah, producing, right. You are telling one example that economic activity is a production. So instead of saying only one production, we can also broadly say that economic activities are those activities which involve earning the income or spending the income. All those activities which involve earning income or spending the income. So when you put it in this broader way, we can include everything now, like a production, marketing, the selling and buying of the goods, trading, all those activities which involve earning the profit or earning the income. Income is earned in different ways. It may be earned in the form of the profit. It may be earned in the form of interest. It may be earned in the form of a rent, or it may be in the form of salaries and wages. There are different ways of earning income. For each one, we call like a wages, interest, etc. So this economics is a purely related to economic activities. That is the purely economic theory. As I told in the beginning, this business economics is a branch of economic theory. You can able to recollect it also. The economic subject grown like a big tree. It has given different branches to suit the requirement of the economic development. As I told you, the different branches like agriculture economics, industrial economics, international economics, monetary economics, etc. And this business economics is also another branch of economic theory. Now we will come down to this business economics. As I gave the definition, two definitions I gave to you. One is one enough in the examination, not necessary to write two definitions in the examination. So again, I will repeat the definition to you to keep it in mind again. Business economics may be defined as the integration of, means combination. Integration of economic theory, that is economics, with the business practices for the purpose of facilitating, the object is also mentioned here, for the purpose of facilitating, 1, decision making, 2, forward planning by the management or organizers of the firm.
Sir, can you tell once again?
Pardon?
Can you tell once again, sir?
Okay. Economics is defined or may be defined as the integration of economic theory with the business practice for the purpose of facilitating.
So after integration,
Pardon?
after integration,
Integration of economic theory. Integration of economic theory with the business practice, for the purpose of decision making.
Excuse me, sir, are you dictating the notes?
Integration of economic theory with the business practice for the purpose of decision making and forward planning. Forward planning by the management of the firm. By the management of the firm.
Sir, are you dictating the notes?
Pardon? Not dictation, only somebody is asking, that's why. Notes cannot be dictated here. Only explanation is possible.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now,
Sir, can you say the last line once again? From forward the planning.
Forward planning by the management.
By the management. Thank you, sir.
By the management of the firm. FIRM. FIRM, firm. Okay. Now let us see. This business economics is entirely concentrating only one thing, that is called as a firm. What is a firm? A firm is a unit of manufacturing. A firm is a unit of manufacturing or unit of any production unit. Maybe in the agriculture sector or industrial sector, anyway, it is called as a firm. One unit of production. So when you take the firm, normally it will produce the goods with the help of the four factors of production: land, labor, capital, organization, all of you know about. With the help of all these four factors of production, it will produce the goods and sell them in the market. This is the activity of the firm. Okay. And let us see, these firms or these organizations are in both the sectors. they are in the public sector owned by the government. These firms are also in the private sector in Indian economy. They are called as a private sector. So firms and business is being carried on by the private sector as well as public sector. So that's why we call our economy is a dual economy. Dual means both private and public sectors are there. That's why we call our economy is a dual economy. Both are participating in the process of economic development. Either the government or private sector is participating in the development process. By producing the goods, they add the value. By producing the goods and selling them, they add the value. Creation of value is called as a production. Production doesn't mean only physically producing the goods. Okay? Production means addition of the value. So firms are creating the goods and adding the value. That's why the national income is increasing. Okay. Now, let us see about this firm. I also mentioned in the previous class, a firm either in the private sector or public sector will have some objectives. Some objectives. They are economic objectives and non-economic objectives. Some economic objectives are like profit maximization, wealth maximization, size maximization, utility maximization, long run survival, etc. They keep them in the mind. All firms do not aim profit maximization. To take an example that a firm in the public sector, government sector, may not aim for profit maximization. They aim for, that is a cost benefit analysis, cost benefit, least cost, maximum benefit to the customers or to the public. That is the objective of the public sector. But in the private sector, these economic objectives are followed by them. A profit maximization is an important objective of almost all the firms. It will indicate a short-run objective, short-run period. I told in the beginning also 2 times are there, a short-run period, another one is a long-run period. So firms normally may be interested in earning maximum profit. That is profit maximization. How do you measure the profit?
Income minus expense. Income minus expense.
Very good. That is income minus expenditure. Income is called as a revenue to the firm. Expenditure is called as a cost. So income minus expenditure is nothing but it is a revenue minus cost. If the total revenue and total cost is compared, the difference is called as a profit. It is called an accounting profit. And they want to maximize this accounting profit either by increasing the price or by reducing the cost. Both are possible. Either by increasing the price, they get more profit. Or by decreasing the cost, also they can get the profit. So firms adopt a technique of either increasing the price or decreasing the cost to get a profit that is a maximum profit. And this maximum profit is also related to a particular level of output also. Firms cannot get maximum profit at every level of output. At a particular level of output only, this firm can get maximum profit according to theories, that where the gap is more between the revenue and the cost, total revenue and the total cost, where the gap is more pertaining to particular level of output, will give the maximum profit. And that output is called as optimum output. Of course, these are all economic concepts. When we go further, we can understand them very clearly. So one is profit maximization objective, I told. Wealth maximization also, I told you. Wealth is the sum of the profits earned in the long run period. Sum of the profits. So wealth maximization or value maximization is a long run object. Similarly, firms will have an objective called as size maximization. Size of the firm. A firm may start with a small size in the beginning by employing few number of workers, less amount of the capital. Over a period of time, they have an ambition to expand it, either by increasing the number of workers or by increasing the amount of capital investment. They want to increase it. So size maximization is also an objective in the long run period. I also explained in the previous class how to measure the size of a firm. The size of the firm is also known as the scale of the firm also. Scale. Alternatively, either you can use size or a scale. Sometimes you can come across the large scale industry, small scale industry. You can come across the words like that. The size of the firm or the scale of the firm can be measured by three indicators. One is the number of workers employed. Second one is the amount of capital invested in the business. Third one is the volume of output. Volume of output or value of output also sometimes. So these are the three indicators measuring the size, and the firms are interested in maximizing the size in the long run period.
Sir, can you repeat once again, please?
The size of the firm can be measured by three indicators. One is the number of workers employed. Labor, that is a labor indicator. Second one is the capital. That is the amount of the capital invested. The third one is volume, that is a physical measurement. Volume of the output, number of units of production, the quantity of production, volume of output or value of output. The value of output is nothing but the quantity multiplied with the price. You will get here. Number of units produced multiplied with the price, you will get the income, or you will get what is called as a value. So like that, the size of the firm can be measured by these three indicators also. And you can also find out another objective that is called as utility maximization. The utility maximization. So try to understand what is utility maximization is. A firm is concerned with number of groups of the persons. Number of groups of the persons are concerned with the firm, that business firm. One group of the firm are consumers. Second group of the firm, investors or the owners or capitalists. Third one is the government. The fourth one is the debtors and the creditors. And another important one is the workers also, employees of the firm. Employees are different from the nowadays management. The firm is owned by investors by buying the shares of the company. They are not coming to the company every day, they are far away and scattered people. Whereas employees are employed there and working in the firm, coming every day, but they are not the owners. So the firm wants to satisfy all the groups of the persons. They want to satisfy the consumers by selling the product at a lower price, supplying them qualitative goods. They satisfy the investors by paying more amount of the profit or a dividend. Profit paid to the shareholders is called as a dividend. So by paying more dividend, a firm can satisfy the investors or the owners. They satisfy the employees by paying higher wages, providing more amenities. The firm will satisfy the government by paying the taxes. They satisfy the debtors and creditors, the creditors particularly by paying the interest and whatever the borrowed money in a proper time. So like that, if the firm is satisfying all the groups of the people, then it will be called as utility maximization or satisfying all the groups of the people. So like that, business firm is having objectives, and in realization of these objectives, in achievement of these objectives, what the business firm is doing is it will apply economic theory, it will apply economic theory, economic concepts, economic modes of thought to the business problems and getting optimum solution. Optimum solution means the best solution to the problem. Best solution, optimum solution is nothing but the decision making. Is nothing but a decision making. So economic theory is applied to the business problems, obtain a decision called as optimum solution, and achieve the objectives. And achieve these objectives. I also explained to you in the previous class different economic concepts used in the business also. Economic concepts like opportunity cost, like equimarginal principle, like discounting principle, like incremental concepts, etc. I explained to you in the previous class about the economic concepts which are used in the business for achieving these optimum solutions or taking the best decision. Okay, we'll try to understand what is the decision is, because the decision making is there. Decision making is not an ordinary activity of saying something yes or something no. Saying something yes or no is arbitrary activity. Arbitrary. It is not a proper decision. It is not a scientific decision. So what is then a decision to a firm is concerned? It may be said that a decision making is a process, not one step. It is a process involving various steps in obtaining optimum solution. Obtaining optimum solution. This is the statement that we can say for the decision. Decision making is a process involving various steps in getting or obtaining an optimum solution. Okay, when you are saying something steps, various steps, what are the steps to be taken in a decision? The first step is establishing the objective or identification of the problem for which decision is to be taken, for which solution is to be taken. It is the first step. Identification of the problem. What is the problem is? Is it related to the production? Is it related to the marketing? Is it related to the capital? To which the problem is related? First of all, they have to identify what is the problem is. That is the first step. Then the second one is identifying alternative ways of solving the problem. A problem can be solved by different ways, not only by one way. So therefore, the firm has to think about what are the alternative ways are available to solve the problem. I told in the beginning today that profit can be increased either by increasing the price or by reducing the cost. This is one example. Increasing price is one alternative way. Decreasing the cost is a second alternative. This is a very simple example where we can able to find two alternatives to solve the problem of profit maximization. So like that, every problem can be solved, and therefore they have to identify what are the ways, alternative ways of solving the problem. Ordinary persons cannot find out what are the alternative ways. Only managers who have expertise, experience, the database, sources of information can only find out alternative ways. So that is the second step in identification of alternative steps. The third one is collecting the information about the alternative methods. Information about all the alternative methods. So what is the amount of the cost is involved in a particular way? How much time it will take? what are the technical or legal or other problems are there. So like that, they will collect the information about each and every way of solving the problem. This is called as collection of the data. This is the third step, called as a collection of the data about various ways of solving the problem. Then the fourth step is, on the basis of this
Sir,
collected
can you
data.
repeat the second step again?
Pardon?
Please, can you repeat the second step again?
Second step is identification of the alternative ways. Alternative way of solving the problem. Suppose if you wanted to increase the production, one example. The problem is that they have to increase the production to meet the requirement of the demand in the market. Suppose if you take this is the problem, how you can increase the production in a farm? How many methods are there to increase the production?
Sir, third step repeats.
The second step, let me take 1 minute. For this second step, how many methods are there to increase the production in a farm? Okay, I'll tell you. Either by increasing the number of workers, instead of only one, that is called as a group of the workers, one group of the workers, like a one shift, or you can ask for them second shift of the work also. So increasing the shift, you can increase the production. This is one, with the help of the labor only. Or you can increase the production by mechanization, a second method. So these two are alternatives to solve the problem of increasing the production. So like that, the persons, the management have to identify alternative ways of solving the problem. That is the second one is over. Third one is a collection of the data. Collection of the data about alternative methods of solving the problem. How much cost is involved? How much time is going to be involved? What are the legal problems or technical problems in that way? So like that, they collect the data about each method of solving the problem. It's called as a collection of the data, third one. Then the fourth one is called evaluation. Valuation or evaluation. Each way you can compare with the data. In the first method, how much cost is involved? In the second method, how much cost is involved? Whether the first method is very easy or second method is very easy. Or first method will take less time, second method will take more time. Or second method is having some legal problems. So like that, you can compare each method of solving the problem. That is called evaluation of alternative ways. Evaluation. Comparison. So by evaluating, by comparing the methods or ways, you'll come to a conclusion which one is the best one. Which one is the easiest one? Which one is the least cost method? So you can select the best among the alternatives. If the two are there, out of the two, which one is the best, you can select. It is called, that is a selection of the best alternative way from this evaluation. This is a theoretical exercise, a mental exercise about the decision making. All these steps so far is a mental exercise or a theoretical exercise about the selection of the best alternative. And after taking this kind of decision, we have to implement practically also. We cannot satisfy by only taking the decision on the paper. That is to be implemented. So the next step is, after evaluation and selection of the best, the next step is implementing it practically. It's called implementation of the decision which I had taken on the paper. And when you implement it, and when implementation is taking place also, when implementation is going on, you should constantly monitor that. You should constantly watch that implementation. Whether implementation is taking according to your decision, all the activities are taking according to the decisions without any time gap or time lag, everything is taking properly or not, that you have to constantly watch in the fall. Otherwise, decision on the paper will be different, practical implementation is different, you cannot achieve the objective. So that is to be monitored constantly. If there is any difference between the decision on the paper and implementation, if there is any difference, it's called a variation. If there is any variation or if there is any difference between the two, you have to take what is called rectification measures. You have to rectify it. So rectification measures will be taken, and then it will be ensured that the decision is properly implemented. The decision is properly implemented, and the objectives can be realized or the problem can be solved. So all these are the steps involved in the decision making. I hope that you are properly and completely understanding what is the decision making is. Okay, one more thing in this case is, in the decision, in the definition, if you recollect it, integration for the purpose of facilitating decision making one and planning also, forward planning. Planning. So second important aspect of this is a planning also. Every firm has to make a plan. Every firm, to get the objectives realized or achieved, it has to make a plan. Because that everything is uncertain. Tomorrow, for example, tomorrow raw material may be available, may not be available. Tomorrow there may be what is called as a disruption in the power supply. Tomorrow the creditors may not give you what is called as a loan. Many uncertainties are there. Therefore, you have to plan to overcome them. You have to make a plan to overcome them. That planning is nothing but forward planning. Forward planning is only planning for the future, not for the past. In the planning, you know what are included. In the planning, objectives are included. Targets are fixed for each and everything. Targets are fixed. Schedules are prepared, like a work schedule, production schedule. The schedules will be prepared. And these schedules will be prepared according to the demand in the market. Suppose if you plan for more demand in the future, okay? If you estimate there is more demand in the future, you will produce more also according to that in the future. You will make a plan how to get more capital, where from to get more capital. You have to make a plan to get more raw material. Who are the suppliers for you? What is the amount of the capital required? You will procure it. If the power generation in your factory or government supply is not sufficient, if the disruption is there, you will go for your own plant. You will go for your own plant, which will have a regular supply of the what is called as electricity. or you will go for other source of electricity also. You will have your own. So like that you will make a plan, and all uncertainties can be overcome, and you can achieve the objectives. So the planning is also essential in this economics, business economics, and both are to be taken by the business form. So this is about what I say is the decision making, forward planning, and etc. Okay. Right now I can take the next thing in the coming classes. Is there any doubt or explanations you require, clarifications you require? Because 3 to 4 minutes left over, and if you have some doubts or some clarifications, I will spend this time for you.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay, tell me.
The fifth point in the steps was implementation. So is the rectification measures a part of that point, or is it a next point?
It is a part, it is only one step. That is the last step included in the decision making. Rectification measures is also called as a control. Rectification measures are called as control also. That is a part of this decision making.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any more doubts or clarification from any one of you?
Sir,
Yeah.
whatever topics you are explaining are there in textbooks, sir.
These are there in the textbooks are there, and of course I am giving some additional information not only from these textbooks. I am giving some additional information also.
Means whether it is from first chapter or second chapter, sir.
This is from the chapter 2, business economics, not in the first chapter, because the first chapter is dealing with what is called as economic theory, traditional economic theory, definitions of classical economics, then neoclassical definitions or Robbins definitions. Others are there, or they may explain about the form, they may explain some of the circular flow of money, some other things which are related to the business economics, and they are there in the first chapter in some textbooks. But in the second chapter, it is dealing with the business economics and the nature and the scope, etc. You take the chapter that will have only the contents of business economics right from there. The definitions will be included here only. There are so many definitions for economics. For economics, pure economics. For pure economics, one minute. For pure economics, 4 definitions: classical definition, neoclassical definition, Robbins definition or scarcity definition, modern definition. These 4 definitions are for economic theory, which is not relevant for our business economics subject. For our business economics, either you can have 1 or 2 definitions which I mentioned to you in the beginning. As I said, integration of economic theory with the business practice, etc. That definition you can take. Or application of economic modes of thought to the business analysis. So you take these definitions only for business economics. That is relevant for our examination. Okay. Any more?
Sir, once can you show the textbook?
Try to understand this is theory, and every day I would like to explain all these in detail, and you will be understanding more and more when we take more and more classes.
Sir, no problems in this.
Right. No problems in this one. You do not have any problem at all. Only theory. Only theoretical aspects are there in this business economics. No practical problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Welcome.
So one thing, I'm sorry, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
So are we doing this all the topics like unit wise, or just we are studying the randomly? Like we are doing topics randomly?
No. We are going according to the syllabus only. In a syllabus, there are 5 units are there, not chapters. 5 units are there in your syllabus. First unit, second unit, third unit, fourth, and fifth. We
Okay,
start
sir.
right from the first unit. In the first unit, first topic. All the topics are mentioned in your first unit. So we are going only from the beginning only. What first unit, first topic, second topic, like that we are going only continuously.
The first topic is nature and scope of business economics.
Right. That whatever we are discussing now is related to that nature, scope, or characteristics of the business economics only.
Okay, sir.
Okay? Okay. See you again in the next class.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, attendance?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Taking attendance, they will tell you, don't bother now about attendance. They take it with the help of some system, and they will inform you particularly later on about this attendance also.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Right.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, Anirudh.
वैसे बता
Hello, Anirudh.
Next class, same link.
No, bro. Another link.
No.
साक्षी
हेलो हेलो
हाँ बोल रहे मेघना
हाँ
वही खाई थी
हेलो
हेलो मेघना
कुछ भी
खाई
नहीं है,
थी
बस ऐसी कुछ भी नहीं है रे, बस ऐसी।
कहाँ फिर रही तू तेरी डीपी में तू है नहीं
Hello, Anirudh.
पागल हो गए
हाँ तू कहाँ पे तो फिर रही है बाहर बोल रही थी ना कि
क्या?
ट्रैवलिंग कर रही बोल रही
क्या
थी ना कि ट्रैवलिंग कर रही
हो रे?
कहाँ गई
दादा दादा का डेथ हो गया तो थोड़ा पूजा वैसा कुछ था तो आई,
अच्छा अच्छा ठीक है
ऑन करके चली गई,
हाँ
खाना लॉग इन कर।
मैं भी ऑन करके गाने सुन रही सिस्टम पे
नेक्स्ट क्लास सेम लेंगे या दूसरा?
क्या है कि लिंक तो भेजे लेकिन बीओए में शायद नेक्स्ट
मैं दूसरा लिंक
खूबसूरत कोई जिस्म जैसे अजंता की मूरत कोई।
चल मैं जा रही फिर, ये लिंक
ठीक है चल मैं भी निकल दूँ
यू।
हम्म
Guys, next class with same link or another link?
Other link. not this link. Another link.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.